Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at four more bacterial disease epidemiological studies. So the diseases which we'll be covering in this video are brucellosis, leptospirosis, plague and salmonellosis. The first thing we are going to cover will be brucellosis. So brucellosis, also known as undulant fever or Malta fever or Mediterranean fever. Please do note that these names give hint as to where this disease is more prominent. So this is a public health problem worldwide. The endemic areas are the Mediterranean zone, Europe, Central Asia, Mexico, and South America. It's present in all states of India, and the agent factors are going to be it's caused by Brucella, which is a gram-negative non-motile rod, which is non-sporing. The four genus species which cause infection in man are Brucella melitenus, Brucella abortus, Brucella sus, and Brucella canis. So those are the species which affect human beings. The reservoir are different cattle animals like sheep, goat, swine, buffalo, horses, dogs. So how it spreads is through urine excreted in urine, milk, placenta, uterine and vaginal discharge. So all type of secretions from these cattle animals. The host is adult, the host factors. So the adult males are affected more and cattle workers are prone to the disease. And environmental factors, overcrowding, then high rainfall and lack of exposure to sunlight, unhygienic milk and meat practices all promote the spread of this disease. So as I said, the modes of transmission are contact infection, where you are in contact directly with any discharge from the animal. It can be through contaminated food, or in very rare cases it can be when you enter the infected zone where the cattle are present. It may be spread via your droplet nuclei also. So the incubation period is about 1 to 3 weeks and can last as long as 6 months due to the properties of the bacteria. So the prevention and control methods of this disease are in animals. You do test and slaughter. That is, you do maximum test for this bacteria and give them prophylactic antibiotics and those things, and make sure that the cattle is fine. And then vaccination of the cattle and hygienic measures like enough space and cleaning and sunlight and all those available for the cattle animals. In humans, early diagnosis and treatment with tetracycline antibiotic, pasteurization of milk, protective measures for cattle workers, and vaccination. So that is all about brucellosis. So just remember, it's a cattle-borne disease and it's a respiratory disease present predominantly in the Mediterranean area. So moving on to the next virus, which is leptospirosis. It's caused by a spirochete known as Leptospira. It's also known as Weil's disease. It's the most transmissible disease from animal to man. It's prevalent in warm, humid tropical countries. So outbreaks are usually common after heavy rainfall. So the agent factors which you need to know are the Leptospira is thin, light, and motile. And then the species which causes infection in man is Leptospira interrogans. And the special technique which you use to visualize this Leptospira are dark field microscopy, and this is again excreted in the urine of animals. So brucellosis in all excretions, leptospirosis in urine. So the source of infection is rodent urine. So animal reservoirs will be your rats and mice. So they'll go and urinate in grazing areas, and that will affect the cattle animals, and the products from cattle animals will affect us. So that will be a chain of transmission. The various host factors which you need to know are, it's more common in males due to occupational exposure, and then it's common in 20 to 45-year old age group. And as I said, uh, those who work with cattle and who move around in rodent prone areas, they are more likely to develop this disease. So the environmental factors are poor housing, limited water supply, salinity and alkaline pH of soil, less than 5 degree difference between summer and winter. So that is your tropical region. So that those are the environmental factors which favors the growth of Leptospira. The mode of transmission can be direct, indirect, or droplet infection, which is very rare. So direct uh, contact with infected urine of rodents. Indirect is, as I said before, the cattle animals come in contact with the infected urine, and we are exposed to the products of infected animals. The incubation period is about 4 to 20 days, uh, 10 days in average. The clinical picture you need to know are there are two scenarios which can happen. One is anectris and second one is icterus. So anectris is mild and you have URI symptoms like cough, fever, sore throat, and icteric symptoms more severe where you have jaundice, icterus, then myalgia, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain. All those things are icteric form. So how you're going to diagnose this is culture the urine sample, dark field examination as said before, agglutination test, and then immunofluorescence antibody, IgM ELISA, and leptodipstick is the latest method which they use. So prevention and control again, antibiotic prophylaxis. The drug of choice here is penicillin, and environmental measures. That is hygienic cattle again. Your well maintained houses to ensure there are no rodents running around here and there, and finally vaccination. So that will be all about leptospirosis. Moving on to plague. So plague is caused by Yersinia pestis bacteria. uh, is usually known as problem of the past, but there are outbreaks throughout the world still present. The endemic areas of plague are Africa, Asia, and America. In India, the last outbreak was in 2004 in Dangad village. So you need to know the name of the village. The agent factors which you need to know are it's a gram-negative non-motile coccobacillus, and it can be visualized using vein stain. It produces both exotoxin and endotoxin, which produces symptoms in human beings. The reservoirs again rodents, special species over here, Tartara indica. The host factors, whoever is exposed to rodents or lives in the affinity of rodents, they have higher chance of getting this disease. Environment factors, so it is seasonal in nature. Usually it occurs from September to May. So the temperature optimal for plague development will be a 20 to 25 degrees Celsius and humidity of about 10%. And it's usually after heavy rainfall because the rat burrows are filled with water and they're forced to come out. So the vectors are your rat flea. So there are different ways to analyze this flea. It's known as the flea indexes. There are four of them: total flea index, Cheopsis index, specific percentage of fleas, and burrow index. So this will allow us to estimate the amount of fleas present in one area. And then the incubation period, there are three types of plague: the bubonic plague, the septicemic plague, and pneumonic plague. Each has a different incubation period. So the clinical features which you need to know are your bubonic plague has painful lymphadenitis and forms many buboes like swellings or like swellings, mainly swellings in the body which are very painful. Pneumonic plague is causes pneumonia as their name. Septicemic plague is very rare and it may cause sepsis. So the lab investigations will be your you need to know your characteristic Gemsa stain or vein stain. Culture, you need to culture it on any medium, but you use this transport medium known as Carrie Blair medium. And then serology, you can do antibody studies. So prevention and control, you need to do early diagnosis of an epidemic. So how you do that is rat fall. If there's a lot of rodent deaths in an area, you need to be aware of that, and you need to notify everyone about this thing, and you need to educate them. And then isolation of the cases who are exposed to plague, and then treatment with streptomycin and tetracycline. Finally, disinfection of the area. So the control of fleas can be done using DDT and BHC, and then you can do the control of rodents by using some kind of rat traps or just improving sanitation in the area. Then vaccination, chemoprophylaxis, you can use tetracycline. and you can do surveillance if there's any recurrence of this disease. So that's all about plague. And the last small disease which we'll be covering is salmonellosis. So Salmonella typhi, or it causes typhoid. So it's a global problem and causes 60 to 80 percentage of the foodborne disease in the world. It spreads via consumption of infected meat. So the agent factors, there are 2,500 serotypes of Salmonella. So it's a gram-negative, resistant to environmental factors type of bacteria. There are three main types which affect human beings. Those are your type V, your paratyphi A and paratyphi C. Uh, Environment factor, widely distributed, it can grow in most of the environments, and it and nowadays multi drug resistant strains are appearing. So the mode of transmission, as said before, is infected food. The incubation period is 6 to 72 hours. The clinical features are cholera like enterotoxic properties, like you have acute profuse diarrhea, watery in nature, then enteric fever, enterocolitis, and septicemia. So those are all different clinical features of typhoid. And the prevention and control methods of this disease would be your immunization and your hygiene, food for cattle, and sanitary environment for animals. So those are all the diseases which we have covered today, and I hope this was really useful for you. Thank you.